Like the beautiful story of the rabbi from Jerusalem, Rabbi Aryeh Levin, the great tzaddik from Jerusalem, who tells the story, or maybe the story was about him, about how his wife had a pain in her leg, so they went to visit the doctor, and Rabbi Levin says to the doctor, speaking for his wife, he says, "Doctor, the pain in my wife's leg is hurting us. It wasn't the pain in my wife's leg hurting her. This is our problem. It's no longer her problem." I think that when you're dating for marriage, you need to be selfish. I think that it's critical to be critical. I think it's important to understand who you are, what your strengths are, and what your weaknesses are. I remember feeling a little frustrated when I was in a yeshiva program before I started dating. I was in a very small program, and with a very small group of guys. They were with me in the yeshiva. And I felt a little frustrating because I was hoping to expand my social circle. I wanted to spend more time with different kinds of guys. And some of them would be pushing my buttons. And I remember studying in Hasidus and Jewish mysticism how nothing that happens to us is by mistake. Everything is for a reason. And I realized there's got to be a reason why I'm here in this little tiny yeshiva with this small group of guys, some of whom push my buttons. And I realized that if I'm getting ready for marriage, maybe this is a dating process where I need to identify the personality traits that I can tolerate and those that I can't. For example, there was one guy that would just get under my skin and drive me bananas. And I realized that he was suffering from NPD, narcissistic personality disorder. I realized this was something that I could not tolerate under any circumstances. It would trigger me beyond. There was another person with whatever. I mean, this is not a psychological session here, but there were various character traits that I was able to identify, that certain things that didn't bother me at all and others that did. So by the time I went out on my first date with the first woman that I dated, who ended up being my wife, I already knew, I had a whole shopping list of personality traits that I knew I couldn't handle and those that I was looking for. I think it's beautiful that when we look in the Torah, in the first date of the Torah, in the first dating process of the Torah, it's between Abraham's looking for a wife for his son Isaac, the first Jew born as a Jew. So he sends his trusted executive assistant, Eliezer, to go out and find him a wife. Now, what does this trusted confidant of Abraham do when he's looking for a wife? It's quite amazing to watch this dating process. He goes out there and he's looking for one single trait, and he is judgmental. He puts out a test. He says, I'm looking...
And the bar is really high.
The bar is very, very high. He says, I'm looking for kindness on steroids. That's what he's looking for. Kindness on steroids. I'm going to ask a girl for a drink of water. And if she offers me, not only me water, but for all of my men and all of my camels, then I'll know she's the one. We have a daughter, Rivka, at home. She's the official water carrier for the family. We talk about this, the importance of the trait of kindness when it comes to finding a marriage partner. I talk to all of my kids about it because I worry. Who are they going to marry one day? And it's never too early to talk to your children about the kind of people that they're becoming, the kind of people they're growing into, and the kind of personality traits that they should be looking for in their bashert, in their suitable marriage partners. So I feel that my understanding of the story of the Bible, of the Torah, is that Eliezer was highly judgmental. And if that girl would have said, sorry, Charlie, help yourself to the water, it's right over there.
Or even if she had said, here's a drink and end of sentence.
And be done, adios, right? Then that would have been a deal breaker. So I think that Eliezer, Abraham's executive assistant, was extremely meticulous. He knew what he was looking for. And he got exactly what he wanted. And I think, therefore, that we can use that as a model from our patriarchs to be able to date in the same way. You can't just fall in love. I mean, I don't even believe in falling in love, by the way. Those that fall in love are doomed to fall out of love. There's got to be a deeper connection. And that deeper connection has got to do with an honest audit of yourself before you can know who it is that you're going to be happy with. If you don't know if you're an iPhone or an Android, then how are you going to know which plug you need? If you don't know if you're a Tesla or a Toyota or a Mercedes, then how are you going to know how to replenish your empty tank? You need to know who you are before you're able to find your soulmate.